Shine Wild Pack, it's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Thursday, May 27th, 2021. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Metaphysical Madness. Make sure and subscribe, hit the bell, and that way you'll get all of the notifications whenever things happen, and they happen a lot around here, and it's always crazy, crazy, magical stuff. For my longtime subscribers, thank you so much. You know you're my heart. Aroo! And make sure that you get on over to my forums, wildpackwisdom.com/forums, wildpackwisdom.com/forums. And that's where I hang out. That's where I answer questions. That's where the conversation is going on. That's where I help out in every way that I can is on my forums rather than any other social media. So jumping right into today's reading, one of the kitty cats from the one of the new books that I have coming out, which is all about the spirit, totem, and power animal, animal spirit guide meanings, and, what this animal means, what they mean in dreams, what they mean culturally around the world, in the domestic cats version, because there is the new book I have coming out, which is the main book, the complete guide to spirit, totem, and power animals. You can pre-order that still. You can pre-order still the additional books. And you can find that at wildpackwisdom.com, which is not quite up yet. The site will be live by June 1st for sure. So, so the kitty cat that wanted to come out for you all today is the Sphynx. And if you, they're just a mystery to me, those cats. I love them dearly, but they are high strung and they are vocal and they are active and they're cantankerous. And, people really, they feel like Sphynx cats have such magical, mystical, such a magical, mystical, ancient look about them. I just think they look pissed. I mean, I have never seen a Sphynx cat that didn't look like it had its last nerve was about to go boing. I've just never seen one. Them and Siamese cats, they just always have this, it's kind of a cross between I am super angry and I'm better than you. I'm so much better than you. So anyway, take from that what you will for your day. But part of that could mean that, people always tell me when I'm really focused, they're like, what are you angry about? I'm like, I'm not angry at all. You look so intense. I'm like, yeah, because I'm concentrating, I'm thinking, but apparently I do this when I concentrate. Who knew? Apparently my plastic surgeon, if I ever get one, will know that. Because there'll be all those lines to get rid of. So here's the thing. We all know that cat, symbolism overall is about psychic energy, landing on your feet, being stealthy, knowing when to play, knowing when to jump when the time is right, being very cautious, being very, it's kind of a blend of cautious and curiosity, but always staying curious about things, always wanting to have new experiences, always wanting to discover new things. And their focus when a cat wants something, I believe, I don't care what month they were born in, I believe every cat is a Scorpio at heart. Because when a cat wants something, you can't stop it. There's nothing you can say, nothing you can do. They'll keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Hence Scorpio. So, so just know that. But the other thing about Sphynx, it's really a little more serious that I had to really sit with when it appeared in my mind's eye this morning, because I was going to draw a card, and, I'm shuffling my cards. And for those of you that don't know, let me grab the deck. I read from my own award-winning history-making, stalling, Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. There are 149 cards totally in this deck if you buy the whole schlemily bob. But when I was sitting here shuffling cards this morning, I went to draw a card and Spirit said, nope. And poof, came the Sphynx cat in my mind's eye. Now, that's really interesting to me because today's chakra is the heart chakra. No, excuse me. Yes, that's right. The heart chakra. Sorry, I had to piece everything together for a second because this reading was kind of, it's fun in a lot of ways. And then it's like a little serious in a lot of ways too. And so what I know to be true is that when you're looking at what an animal's magic and medicine could mean for you at any given moment on any given day, you really have no choice but to look at what the cultures around the world have, written about that or feel about that, think about that animal. You take a look at all of that. You take a look at its dream interpretation, but you got to also take a look at what that animal is like in real life. What is their evolution history? What is their, where do they live? Are they an earth animal, a water animal, a fire animal, this animal? Are they both, right? Are they a multitude of them? And certainly they're all spirit animals because they're spirit, just like we are. So I just couldn't stop thinking about today being Heart Chakra Day, and the fact that the Sphynx cats we see today, they're much the result of crossbreeding. And they've got a host of issues like anything that's crossbred just because humans want it to be that way, like miniature horses. Okay. Not all of them are like that. Some of them are true minis. I support gentle carousel miniature therapy horses. I happen to know the owners, and I happen to have a fair knowledge of the history and the breeding things of miniature horses and true minis versus this versus that, so on and so forth, because they are natural horsemen. They feed naturally, they move the herd naturally, they it is the most fascinating, amazing thing to watch them work. And horses are particular interest to me because I grew up in Ocala, Florida, and if you weren't talking horses or cattle, you weren't talking anything. And so I learned a lot about horses, a lot. And I learned a lot about the racing industry, hate it. Learned a lot about the show industry, hate it. I learned a lot. And so when I take a look at the selective breeding of these animals, of the Sphynx, and I take a look that it today is your heart chakra, and I look at the host of problems that Sphynx cats have today. They get cold so fast. They don't, um, their natural oils on their skin. There's a whole thing because the hair isn't there to do X, Y, and Z. They suffer heart problems. I mean, okay, y'all, come on now. And so, now, do they not have fun? They still do have fun. Are they still cantankerous? Yes, they're cantankerous, but who knows why? Why is that particular breed, they're again like Siamese, why is that particular breed super vocal? Why are they super why? And I have to wonder, I really do wonder if it's because the ancient memory, the DNA shared by all Sphynx cats, and you can go on to read about who the only other breed they can crossbreed with and why and so on and so forth. I wonder, I have to wonder if they have a memory of being turned into someone that they never chose to be. Or at least a version of themselves that they never chose to be or wanted to be. I don't know. Can't say it is, can't say it's not, but to me it's certainly worth considering for the symbolism. Here's why. Sphynx cats are sensitive, and I mean sensitive. And I wonder how much of that is because there's no hair as a barrier, and they literally feel the electrical currents around them with their bare skin, with their entire body. I wonder that. And so I wonder if you are that sensitive where you're feeling things with your whole body. And I wonder how much of the filters that you see, think, hear, and say things through have to do with you either turning yourself or being turned into by family, societal pressure, peers, whatever, a part of you at least, into somebody or something you never wanted to be to begin with, ever. And you didn't like it when you were going through the thing, the process, the crossbreeding, so to speak, or, even putting yourself through it for whatever reasons, from, bottom line, from outside stimuli, but on the inside, Sphynx cats couldn't control who was toting them around and making them breed. I I don't believe cats, you know, when it's breeding time, I don't believe they look and go, "You're not good enough for me." You know, I don't think it's like that. I do believe I have watched animals on any number of occasions, and I've talked to many ranchers and farmers. And there is case after case after case of this mare that won't breed with this, and she waited until this, or this, you know, heifer that wouldn't breed with this, or this sow, or this goat, or, you know, stories are a mile long. And so I do know that animals make selection when they're allowed to, when they can. And you're allowed to today. You're allowed to every day. You don't have to be a hairless cat. Now, if you take a picture of yourself with the look that Siamese and Sphynx get in their eyes, that very aristocratic, "You're beneath me in every possible way," please post it on my forums. I gotta see that picture. But it's about that. Are you who you want to be? And if you're not, rather than admonishing yourself that you're not or getting down on yourself, maybe look for the point of origin. Maybe look for that time when you just started to be crossbred into something that was not you to begin with. And if that's the case, no matter how much you can still have fun, no matter how cool it is to be ultra sensitive because you feel all the electricity through your skin, no matter how anything, it is it is time for you to maybe take a look at that and know that, you know, Sphynx as a spirit totem and power animal, but especially as a power animal, can help you overcome any crossbreeding that might be inherent in you that's causing what others can, and this is funny because it's described when you read up on Sphynx crossbreeding and inbreeding and all that, it's described as their hairlessness and this about them is a natural occurrence. What's natural about people snatching you up and deciding you need to cross with this and you need to do this and then we're going to do this and then we're going to take your babies and we're going to do this? That's not natural. There's nothing natural about that at all. And so here's what I'm not doing. I'm not saying that your parents, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying your peers, I'm not saying society are bad people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's much easier to get crossbred than you might imagine. But it's equally as easy to wake up and go, "Oh, aha! Well, I don't want to be that way anymore." And just don't. Now, Sphynx can't do that for themselves that I know of. Maybe they can, but I don't know of it. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, so I can't really speculate to say yes. Of course, can't really speculate to say no. But I've seen it with my own eyes with humans. I've seen it with myself. I've seen it with countless others. So, today, today you're a breeder. And you've got to breed the you that you want. And that can happen in so many ways. What do you want to breed your spirit with? What do you want to breed your emotions with? What do you want to breed your physical with? I want to breed my physical with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. I'll leave it at that. But in all seriousness, I am working towards the day where I am that committed to physical health the way he is. Truly. And I know his soul, I am convinced that Dwayne Johnson's soul contract was just to show up in this world to be eye candy for me. That's the only reason that man exists. I know it. Anyway, I hope all that was helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get on over to my forums, wildpackwisdom.com/forums. But the most important thing, as always, is to do good for animals, including yourself, and stay wild.